pick whatever area of your life that you're like, I feel like I keep cycling around this for crying out friggin' loud. Think about what that area is and think about the very first time that you were doing that, right? Maybe it's, if we're talking about money, maybe it's the first time that you earned a paycheck. The first time you're like, oh my fucking God, somebody just gave me money. Like I just kind of did this thing and now I have money and I can do anything with it. But now you're further along in life and you've had 1,000 paychecks or something come in. And now you're like, fuck, that's all that I'm getting. Like, Jesus Christ, I got to be doing something different. Why am I having the same thing over and over and over again? that, that is not proof that you're going backwards, that you're literally holding on to concrete evidence that you're moving forward. Welcome to the Manifesting Millions podcast, where we talk about manifestation, money, and practical guidance to creating your dream reality. My name is Amy Van Meel, and I am an experienced coach and transformation guide, obsessed with helping you get out of your own way and create a life that blows your mind each day you wake up. My goal in this podcast is to share practical manifestation, self-awareness, and growth techniques in real talk conversations. So if you're ready to massively transform your reality, your finances, your relationships, and your overall enjoyment of life, you are in the right place. I am absolutely delighted that you're here with me today, babe. Let's get into it. Hello, my loves, and welcome back to the Manifesting Millions podcast. I am so excited to be here with you today. So today's episode is coming as a result of some content that I was writing for a brand new freebie. I haven't fully settled on the title just yet. It is that new, but it will be something related to the shift or the money shift or something like that. I was writing, so it's a 3-day audio freebie, and I will tell you more about it in another episode. And there's this like, the Virgo part of my brain is chattering away to me right now saying, see, Amy, this is why you wanted to finish getting all that done before you sat down to record the episode. But we are going to be here in like lovely imperfection because that's how we do life. This insight that I'm sharing today isn't part of the content that I was writing, but as I was writing the content, my brain hooked on this thing and I was like, okay, I need to actually like write out some notes because this is a very interesting insight that's flowing through. So we'll call it the shift for the sake of this episode. The shift is a 3-day audio only freebie designed to get you primed and ready for the breakup with broke audio journey. So of course, I'm talking about things in relation to money and finance. And as I was writing something in the content, I think for day 3, I had this moment of writing something about that you can't move backwards. And everything stopped. Okay. Like everything there's those moments, especially for those of you who write content or do some kind of like teaching or planning. You've probably had that moment where you're putting things together, you're thinking about the end result, you're thinking about how is it going to land? How do I communicate this? What does it look like? And then all of a sudden, you're like, wait, what did I just say? What just came through? So we're going to talk about that. And I think today's going to be a shorty, but we're going to talk about the fact. I want you to understand, okay, first of all, before we talk about anything else, that what I am sharing is a fact. It is a fact that we cannot move backward. I'm going to explain this more deeply, all right, as we go through the episodes, so stay with me. But I want you to understand this isn't a perspective. This isn't an idea. This isn't a like philosophical something to kind of play with. I want you to understand this. This is a fact, you cannot move backward. Now, don't get me started on Amy. Of course, I can move backward. Look, I'll just walk backwards. I'm talking about moving backwards in life, moving backwards financially, moving backwards in growth. It is not possible to move backward unless we somehow figure out a way to break the space-time continuum. All right? Because that's the only way that you could, in theory, move backward. And even then, if you were able to shift yourself in time back to a time that existed prior to now, I don't know how space-time continuum works exactly, but like I don't think that you get to hold on to the knowledge and the knowing that you have now. So you cannot move backward. It is literally impossible. And I want to expand this further, specifically as it relates to finances, but definitely color this in as it relates to life. So we can only live life moving forward. That's it. It's the only way possible. It doesn't matter if every day feels the same. It doesn't matter if we feel like what is around us isn't in a forward motion. The simple truth, the fact is that we only can live our life moving forwards. That's the only direction it can go in. Hey, babe, are you enjoying these conversations and wanting just a little bit more? Then you'll love my email newsletter, Insights. Inside each Insights email, I share the latest transmissions and some of my deepest thoughts, the kinds of ideas and breakthroughs that I just don't post anywhere else. These emails have practical and actionable shifts that you can make right away to transform your life one step at a time. No fluff, just real, honest insights that make a difference. Plus, as an Insights subscriber, you'll get early access to my newest offers and services before anyone else even hears about them. If you're ready to go deeper, to make a real change, and to be the first to know what's next, then sign up for Insights today. Click the link in the show notes or head to amyvanmeel.com/insights. Don't miss out, babe. Join my email community and start receiving your regular dose of inspiration directly from me. Head on over to amyvanmeel.com/insights. So knowing that we can only live our life moving forwards, that we can only move forward financially, I want you to understand that even when we are using our old conditioning to frame our experience as moving backwards, it's not actually possible. Because you cannot uncreate events and experiences in your life. It's not possible. Again, until you learn how to break the space-time continuum, you cannot uncreate events and experiences. And those events and experiences, those lessons, those learnings, those whatevers that you move through, they are part of life. And every day, even if it feels like a repeat, it feels like a repeat because you remember you've done this before. The only way it would feel, how do I even say this? Like you'd have to unknow that that thing happened, right? That's the only way you could conceivably move backwards. Think about super easy way to kind of imagine this. If you remember back in the days when we had VHS. I mean, a DVD would do it as well. But I'm talking non-streaming things, okay? When you had to like actually press a button to go forward or backward in a film. Back when we had VHS, if you were to rewind the movie, then what was happening was you were erasing what had happened already in the context of the film itself, right? So when you press play, the film would continue and it can only move forward. And therefore, these events that you know they're already coming in because you've seen the movie before. I mean, heck, you were wound from before. These events that the characters in the movie, they don't know that they're coming, right? We're not talking about like the actual actors and actresses, of course. We're talking about the characters in the actual movie itself. They don't know that, some atrocious event is on its way. And they can't know because they can't move backwards. They can't have gone to that place in time, then come back, and then go forward again. It's literally not possible. So let's talk about this in a bigger scale. Leveraging a credit card, adding physical weight, filling up closets and cupboards, discovering ourselves having lessons and experiences that we thought we'd resolved or learned before. All of these things are not proof that we are going backward. If you're in a financial journey where you are endeavoring to release debt or to perhaps expand your current reality, so maybe you are investing in a program or a diploma or right something like that, or perhaps you have made a career shift, so you have left a higher paying job for a lower paying job in a different company, in a different industry. Someone might say that you're moving backwards. Again, it's not possible. When we are using something like a credit card, like a loan, like a line of credit, in order to move forward in life as we endeavor in a new space, perhaps you're building a business. It is so easy to feel like you're moving backwards when you're watching those balances grow, but it's not possible. If you have been wanting to release weight, or maybe you did lose some weight, but then you pick it back up again, you're not moving backwards. If you've been clearing your house and now your closets are filling back up again, you're not moving backwards. All of these things are not proof that we're going backwards. They're actually proof that we are living life. They're proof that we're alive. Think about a plant. A plant doesn't sprout up, right, halfway through in the spring, second guess itself and go, wait a minute, grow back down, and then change its mind and grow back up again. It doesn't happen. It's not possible. That's not how time and life moves. Babies don't grow, to a certain age, like say potty training age, decide that they're not ready yet, and then grow younger in response until they're ready to grow up and learn how to use the toilet. I mean, even saying that out loud sounds so ridiculous. It's like, what? But as adults, that's how we look at our lives. We say things like, I'm going backwards when we're needing to leverage money again in our life after we worked so friggin' hard to pay off all our debt the last time. We say, I'm going backwards when we see the numbers on the scale going up again, when we so diligently work to release the weight that we didn't want. We say, I'm going backwards when we seem to be dating the same friggin' person over and over again. Even if it's a totally different human, we thought we'd finally put that pattern to bed, but here we are back in a relationship that seems the same. We ask ourselves, why am I here again when we find ourselves in a lesson that we thought we'd learned already? Right? We're like, this doesn't make any sense. But let me offer you this example. Say that you were a physicist, okay? A physicist is top of mind because math is like an easy example. And also, we were watching The Big Bang Theory last night. So stay with me. You're a physicist. You started by learning math in elementary school. Then you learn math again in high school, founded on the math that you learned in elementary school. You graduate high school, you go to university. You learn math in your bachelor's degree. When you move into your master's program, you learn math again, founded on all of the math that came before. When you go forward into your doctorate, hey, guess what? More math. You're learning math again. Now, you don't whine and complain and say, but I already learned that. Why am I here again? Because you recognize that you are learning math at a new level in a different way with a new framework in mind and a different application at play. And that's what I'm trying to get across here. You cannot move backwards. You can't move backwards financially. You can't move backwards in life because that's literally not how life happens. Life always happens moving forward. That's how we experience things. So even though, yes, it's going to feel at times in life like, oh my God, here I am again. Like I fucking thought I handled this already. You are a completely different version of you than you were before. Let's use the example of relationships as a great way to illustrate this. Perhaps you've always dated duds, right? Men, women, something else, whatever it is, you've always dated duds. And you're like, I fucking want to have a fulfilling and wonderful and passionate and like just amazing relationship with a person to share my life with. And why is it that I can't seem to call that into my life? And then you realize, okay, I'm dating somebody new. Feel like this is the one. And somewhere along the way, those old patterns come up again. And you're like, the fuck? I thought I handled this. What is going on? Now, what is going on, for most of you who've been here for a while, you'll understand you are noticing subconscious beliefs, right? Old identities that are still in place that are operating in your life. But what I want you to understand is you're not moving backwards, okay? And in fact, the very nature of the fact that you are noticing that you are here again, that you are feeling an emotion about it. It could be frustration or disappointment or defeat or disgust or annoyance or I don't know, maybe you're happy about it, right? Who knows? But the fact that you're having these emotions about having what seems to be a similar experience yet again is a indicator in and of itself. It's proof right there in front of you that you have to be living life moving forward. You must be. Because the first time you were in a relationship, you didn't feel that way. Think about, pick whatever area of your life that you're like, I feel like I keep cycling around this for crying out friggin' loud. Think about what that area is and think about the very first time that you were doing that, right? Maybe it's, if we're talking about money, maybe it's the first time that you earned a paycheck. The first time you're like, "Oh my fucking God, somebody just gave me money. Like I just kind of did this thing and now I have money and I can do anything with it." But now you're further along in life and you've had 1,000 paychecks or something come in and now you're like, "Fuck, that's all that I'm getting? Like Jesus Christ, I got to be doing something different. Why am I having the same thing over and over and over again?" That that is not proof that you're going backwards, that you're literally holding on to concrete evidence that you're moving forwards. So that's all I want to leave you with today. I just want to leave you with the insight and again, I'll say this again. It is a fact that you cannot live life backwards until you invent a space-time continuum. And then here's the really fun thing that I think that happens about the space-time continuum. If you invent something that allows you to go back to a time at which, before you invented the thing, like, I just feel like then you wouldn't know about how to invent the thing, right? It gets into the whole, like, nerd kind of like my brain starts to go in like circles and my eyes turn into the spiral emoji when I try to think about it, but I want you to understand you can't go backwards. And what I want you to really hear out of this is stop telling yourself you're going backwards. Stop beating yourself up. Stop berating yourself and shaming yourself for where you are in life right now. And I unpack that further inside the freebie. So if you are curious to get your hands on it, then go to amyvanmeel.com/shift. If that URL is different, it will be different in the show notes, but that's what I expect the URL to be. And get your hands, it's a 3-day audio freebie. They're simple, okay? Like I'm talking 10 to 15 minutes each, packed with some really great insights. We talk about shame. We talk about why has the day 2 already popped out of my head. Anyway, we talk about 3 things and they're really amazing. And I promise you it sounds more exciting than how I'm presenting it on the podcast today. But get your hands on that audio journey because it definitely will create some powerful insights for you. And as I said, it is the primer leading into the Breakup with Broke audio journey. So you will hear me talking about that a bit further as well. But I want you to understand that this freebie is intended to meet you where you're at and help you understand that where you are now, there's nothing wrong with it. You're not behind. You're not going backwards. You're not fucking it all up. And perhaps, maybe, possibly, where you are now is exactly where you're supposed to be. in the best way possible, not in a like roll your eyes like, fuck, here we go with the like Zen speak of great, I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be, even though I fucking hate this, right? Before I close off this episode, I want to remind you, encourage you, share with you again for those of you who have ovaries in your body. If you are anywhere approaching, I'm going to say your late 30s, early 40s, into your 50s, and you find that your go to manifesting principles just don't seem to be working the same way, and in fact, are actually causing a tremendous amount of frustration in your life because you just feel like you're fighting on so many different levels. Oh my gosh, I have a amazing freebie for you called the Perry Person's Guide to Manifesting. Because as somebody who is engaging, I'm going to say that engaging because like I'm going through it no matter what. As somebody who is engaging at the beginning of her own perimenopause journey and has been really like finding this bizarre space, I've manifested some cool fucking shit in my life. And like all of a sudden the last 2 years, I'm like, I don't understand what's happening. Like, is it me? Am I broken? Is this it? Did I reach the full potential of my life? Like, is that what's happening? And understanding and coming to recognition that there's a couple of principles that we are taught by so many manifestation experts that I think completely ignore the experience of the physiological, mental, emotional shift that is happening in the ovary bearing body. Okay. And I mean, yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. I was about to dive into a whole thing about ovaries and like whatever. We're not going to go there. So, the guide is absolutely free. What I want you to know is that it isn't like a complete, I've tried this and tested it and I know it fucking works. It is based on my own intuition, like more than a decade. Gosh, it's got to be 15, maybe almost 20 years of manifestation knowledge and wisdom and insight and experience. But pairing that against the knowledge and insight that I have been learning about the ovary bearing body and how everything shifts as we head into this massive transition. And the guide is intended to help you move through that transition and still manifest in the things and the experiences and the, I don't know, physical things that you desire to have, but in a way that doesn't make it feel like you're fighting against yourself. Because I really feel that these three core principles that I talk about inside the guide are ones that really just they come to bear inside perimenopause, I find, because there is so much changing. So to get that guide, head on over to amyvanmeel.com/the Peri Guide. The link is in the show notes. If you are way past menopause, you can still pick it up and like, who knows, you'll learn some great things. If you're like 20, it might be worth checking it out anyway. But listen, and you may not even have ovaries and you're like, I don't really care. You know somebody in your life who owns a pair of ovaries and is in the age where things are starting to just go fuck shit sideways. And they are probably going, oh my Jesus, somebody send help. Okay. So just send them the page for the guide so they can download their own, get the guide. And I want to say it specifically that way. I do pair that into the guide and say, please share the guide, but share it so people actually go get the download. And that is not because I'm like greedily trying to fill up my email list. It is because my intent is that as I learn more and understand more and expand my knowledge and insight, I want to update that guide and I want to share that. And when you actually download the guide, there is a tag that's added on to you on the back end of my software. So I know, hey, I want to send this update to the people who've gotten this guide. And that's why I say, go send them to the sign up page so that I make sure that any updates get sent to them as well. All right, my loves, that is all for today. I trust that this has given you some great insights and expansion and offered you a new, different, more expansive way of looking at life. And with that, I wish you well, and I'll see you next week. Bye for now. Tell me if this resonates. You're a driven, high-performing professional. You've achieved some measure of success, but there's this knowing, this sense, this quiet calling from within that says there's more waiting for you. It might be in your career, it might be in your relationships, in your health, your personal fulfillment, but you just know that there's something more that you want to crack open, and you're just not sure how to get there. Imagine what could happen if you were to work with a coach who really listens deeply to what you're sharing, who sees your unique brilliance and reflects it back to you and helps you create expansion in every area of your life. Why my clients choose to work with me is many, many things. Among them being that I bring over 2 decades of experience investing in coaching and therapy and personal development so that you get to benefit from proven tools and deep wisdom. You will feel truly heard and understood, and this is something that my clients say over and over is one of the most profound and impactful parts of working together with me, and is where their transformation really begins. I guide you to reframe your challenges, to unlock new possibilities, and to ultimately manifest the life that you are craving to live. My coaching isn't about giving answers. It is about asking the most powerful questions and sharing with you wisdom from living in the trenches so that you can discover your own truth, direction, and power. You can expect a very safe, confidential space with me. There's no judgment here, just support and insight and practical strategies tailored to you. Whether you want to advance in your career, find more joy in your day-to-day life, deepen your relationships, work on your health, our work together is personalized to your goals. This is not about quick fixes, my love. I am all about lasting change that feels authentic and empowering. Picture yourself 6 months after we work together, clear, confident, living a life that feels in alignment for you, that feels magical and powerful, and that you just wake up every day like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is my life. That's what we can accomplish together through the power of coaching rooted in empathy, experience, and the deep belief in your limitless potential. If you're ready to invest in yourself and create real, lasting expansion, it's time that we work together. This is your invitation to step into a bigger, more fulfilling life, no matter where you want to grow. To find out more, you can reach out to me by email, amy@daretobegin.net, or hit me up on the DMs on Instagram. If you're ready to say yes right now, then head on over to amyvanmeel.com/next level and secure your spot today. I'm so excited to work with you, my love. I can hardly wait to see what we create for you. Let's go. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode. If you loved what you heard today, be sure to share it with me by leaving a review on your favorite podcast platform and help me reach more like-minded people who are ready to expand their life. If you haven't yet followed me on social media, find me on Instagram for extra love and inspiration by following @AmyVanMeel, or visit my website at amyvanmeel.com. I love you so much, babe, and I am damn proud of you. I am already excited to connect in the next episode. And in the meantime, believe in yourself with the confidence of a 5-year-old.